Hopefully you guys poke the like and subscribe button because today we're making a fire poker. Let's get started. Alright, so we're working on fire poker today. I got here some 3/8 square stock. I typically make most of my fire pokers out of square stock. Just because you can put twists in it and stuff and you make it a little bit more decorative. I've also made them out of round stock, but they're just a little bit more plain Jane, we'll say. Hey, so here we got 44 inches of just base material. Oh, that should hopefully get us to just under 3 foot. You don't want to go over 3 foot, because then it gets kind of long, and then it's almost like holding an axe at the out at the end, and so and then it could kind of get long, and then it'll bend and stuff too. So you really want to kind of stay under 3 foot, but you also don't want to have it too short to where it's just something real stubby, and you got to kind of get your hand and a little too close to the fire than what you're wanting. And unless you're got a fireplace or something, I've made really short ones, like 2 foot long, on something like that. So we're really kind of shooting for anywhere between 2.5 foot to 3 foot for total length is really what you want these. But this should be just under 3 foot, over 2.5 foot. We should be somewhere in the middle there for this. But yeah, so here's kind of what we're working. It's going to look like just your typical end on it. You got your little push step here. I don't really know what you call this, and then you have your hook point. And I've seen them where this, instead of having this as sharp 90s, they'll have this swoop down. I made a few like that, but this is kind of the design I stick with. It's just my preferred design, I guess. And here's the handle. I like to call this kind of my sword grip. Yep, got a little finger guard here, and got a nice hole for you to hook it up on a wall or on a stand. And so, yeah, that's about really all there is to it, I guess. So I'm quit rambling. Let's get started. To start off, we're just going to take our piece, and we're going to do what I call a flat taper, which instead of bringing it all down to a point, we're kind of making it more like a chisel shaped. Is what we're kind of going for. And you can flare this out if you want, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it the same width as the stock. So we'll just bring it down to a nice thin taper. All right, that's about what we're looking for. Just a nice thin end tip. That's the same width. It's a little bit wider, but it won't hurt nothing. Ain't gonna be perfect. So this is forming the finger guard part of my handle. Also, that'll be the next step. But first, actually, we're going to curl this around into a little scroll. If you watched my barn hook video, it's kind of like what I do on the end of my hooks. Just to not have a nice sharp point at the end. Kind of keeps that from being a sharp area. Alright, so we're just going to take this over to the edge of the anvil and knock it over. And now that we kind of got it seated up, we're just going to curve it back around. And something just like that. I got a little bit of bend here. There, that fixed it. But yeah, just something just like that. Just a nice little curl around. Tuck that tip in. And so the next step will be to bend it. So that's what we'll do next. We'll grab the jig and bend it over. Alrighty, as simple as that. Pretty easy with the jig. You can also do these on the horn. It's just faster for me to use it on the jig, so that's why I use them, or like to use it, and it's a little bit more repeatable, especially if you make a lot of these, which I do. So next step now, we're just going to come back about a hand's width, maybe a little bit more, and we'll bend that around the horn again, and that'll create our handle and our body all in one shot. So that'll be the next step. Okay, so we're just going to come in and gauge just a little bit over a hand's width, and just bend it around until it touches. Now, you can leave this as your handle, but I like to smash this down into itself. So we'll take another heat on this, and we will kind of link these two together. So that's the next step. Okay, so bring them together. I just kind of hook this end around the horn and just tap down on it. It does take a little bit of finicking to get it right. Might need another heat on this, so we'll be right back. So just trying to get these linked together there, and as even as possible, which can take some doing. Sometimes I will. Sometimes these can be a bit tricky. I'll clamp these together and just tack a weld on there, and just so they kind of stay together. But yeah, that's the handle. Also, next step is to work on the end. Alright, that's the handle done. Turned out pretty nice. Fits nice in the hand. there is a little bit of room just in case. I try to leave a little bit of extra room just in case someone's got a little bit bigger hand than I do. So yeah, can be a little finicky to make, but once you get them figured out, they're not too bad. So, next step will be to we will forge out the point and the hook on this, and then we will work on doing a little bit of decoration to this. So, let's get going on that. Okay, so to start off on the tip, it's kind of like doing the handle, except we are going to form this into a point. It doesn't have to be a very big point, or a sharp one, I should say. Since you know, all you're doing is stabbing logs with this, so. Alright, something just about like that. And then next step is to fold this back on itself. So we're going to probably go the width of my anvil, which is about 4 inches. We'll probably do it from the where the taper transitions back to the stock. So we'll do about that much length, and we'll fold that back on itself. So next step. Alright, just going to kind of gauge here for a second. Then let's make sure we're in line with our handle. That's very important. We got it a little crooked. I'm going to have to fix that in the vise quick. But we'll keep on bending it over. That might actually help us a little bit. So. All right, now that we got this bent over, we gotta bend this piece back out. So, that's what we'll go on next. Okay, just gonna sneak a pair of tongs out back from it, and we're just gonna bend it out a little bit. And then we're gonna stick it in my hardy hole, bend it over just like that, and just flatten that out. Might have made it a little long, but I think it'll be okay. We gotta bend back anyways. I think that won't be too long. Okay, so we got that all bent over 90 degrees and smush this back together. So next step, we're just going to create a little hook back. So we'll just bend this tip back 90 degrees. Alright, and to do this, we're just going to bring it to the underside of the horn and bend it over. And that's not looking too bad. Got a little bit of crook here. I might have to fix that in the vise though. So I'm going to fix that real quick in the vise, and then we will move on to decoration. So, yeah, pretty much there. This is a completely usable fire poker now. So, oh yeah. Okay, so now we're just gonna make this just a little bit more fancy by putting a twist in this. So, and then to do that, I use a crescent wrench, which I really need to make a second handle for this, something that goes down that way. And that way I don't have issues with it wanting to walk on me, kind of like it did now. Which that can always be fixed. It's actually not too bad. I think I kind of saved it there. There, she's pretty well in line. But yeah, some people, you know, kind of plan out their twists. I just kind of go with the flow, kind of. So, oh yeah, just a nice little swimple twist there. Oh, it's about 2 inches right here at the end. And then I think I'll probably put one here somewhere. Here, so we'll do that next. I'll have to cool down the front first. So, oh, but yeah, next up we'll just put a little twist here, and that'll be job done for today. Alright, let's throw a twist on the handle. And you gotta be real particular about making sure you get this line back up with your hook up front. You really don't want it to be off, and you can't let it get cooled and be off, because then you'll just have a messed up twist if you try and retwist that or untwist it. So yeah, I've had luck progressing the twist forward, but then you're off on your twist from your other side. So it's just almost, you're kind of messing up the piece if you accidentally get this off, let it cool, and then you can't twist it back. Because you never get this to the right heat and to the right spot where you can untwist that and then even like a quarter turn or something. So, oh, that's something you always got to watch out for. But yeah, this sucker's done. And I'm going to cool off the handle, and we will call this one a day. Alright, we are all done. Turned out pretty good. And I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, really fun to make. Pretty easy to make. This would be something a beginner could do. Let's see how long it turned out. Oh, we're just shy of 27 inches from the tip to the front of the handle. And we're 33 inches long in total. So you really don't want to make these any longer than 3 foot. That's getting pretty far out there, and it kind of gets a little unwieldy, and it's almost like holding an axe out at the end at that point. So, you really want to kind of keep these under 3 foot too. So, oh yeah, this is something that you can play around with a lot. There's a myriad of different handle designs you can do with this. I've done just a simple loop and then twisted the end into a knot. You can even do kind of like my rake here, just a simple little leaf shape, and then just form that into a hook. And so this is actually going to be a fire poker that I made. But if I remember right, I think I accidentally cut this too short. This was actually the full length of the stock I was using, and it just ended up, it was just way too short. So I ended up turning it into a rake for my forge. I didn't have one at the time, so wow. You do that 1,000 times, and the only time you're on camera is the time you won't hit it onto its spot. But yeah. So, anyways, it's getting warm out, so there might be a farming video coming up in the works. I think I'm going to stick with blacksmithing videos for a little while, so it might turn into a Tuesday video. Oh, we'll see. Yeah, I know for sure I gotta head to the farm later this week, so we'll see if that can get turned into a video or not. But yeah, I suppose we will see you all next time.